Following a few bad performances, Tottenham had to play Liverpool at Anfield, a tough game, and in the first 15 minutes they were already 3-0 down, but they fought back and made it 3-3 in the 92nd minute thanks to Richarlison. Now surely this would lift their spirits and they could go on to finish the season well, maybe even finish in the top 4. Oh, no. Wait, actually, Jota scored 90 seconds later and Spurs still lost the match. Tottenham are an absolute mess, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the absolute embarrassment that is that football club. If you do enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like, and if you are new to the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe. We're so close to 5,000 subscribers. Go back a few months ago, Tottenham were sitting in third behind Arsenal and Man City. They weren't really in a title race and it looked like they would comfortably get Champions League football. Harry Kane was scoring goals, Heung-min Son was having a bit of an off season, but Spurs were picking up results under Antonio Conte. And they had a favourable draw in the FA Cup against Sheffield United, which could see them go on a bit of an FA Cup run, go to Wembley and get their first silverware in almost 2 decades. Fast forward to the present day, Spurs got knocked out of the FA Cup by Sheffield United. They currently sit in 6th in the Premier League. They won't be there for long. In their last 3 games, they've conceded a total of 12 goals, including an absolute battering by Newcastle, losing 6-1, fans were leaving by 20 minutes and Spurs went and refunded their fans. That is the most Spursy thing I've ever seen.
It's the history of the Tottenham.
Then they played absolutely terrible in the first half versus Man United, but they couldn't take their chances. Man United were only 2-0 up and Man United ended up bottling it. Spurs probably could have won that game, but it was still a terrible performance. And then the first 15 minutes in Anfield they go 3-0 down. They fought back, but they had the chances. Liverpool were absolutely terrible for 70 minutes. Coming back from a 3-goal deficit, in true fashion of Tottenham, they go ahead and give Jota a chance, which he takes, and Liverpool end up getting all 3 points. Spurs sacked Antonio Conte last month, which I still think was a bit of a strange decision. I know he wasn't happy at the club, but realistically, who else were they going to get? They replaced him with Stellini, who was basically just Conte's friend. He didn't do anything better, he just made them worse. And now they sit with Ryan Mason. Gary Neville said it on commentary for the Liverpool versus Spurs game that you rarely see a back 5 giving teams so much space. It would actually be difficult to give them space, but Spurs do that. And you could say it's a testament to the Liverpool team, but Newcastle were able to do it, Man United were able to do it, Bournemouth were able to do it. Any team in the league is going to be able to take advantage of the Spurs team, because you look at the players on form. You have Harry Kane. Bentancur was very good while he was still fit, but he's now injured. He'll miss the rest of the season. So Harry Kane's the player they've been relying on, and come next season, Harry Kane will not be a Tottenham player, because Spurs have to sell Harry Kane because he's a year left in his contract. Realistically, he's not going to sign a new one, so they'd rather sell him for 100-odd million in the summer or let him go for free the following year. You have a defence that's all over the place. It's really easy to take apart, and I don't see Spurs getting European football. Aston Villa, Brighton, Brentford, they're all chasing them. They're all behind them. Spurs could easily go down to 10th by the end of the season. They're that bad. Like I already said, Harry Kane is likely to leave Spurs this summer, whether that be to Manchester United, Bayern Munich, who knows, but he has been their best player for years, and especially this season when no one else is really performing, he's got the goals to get them so many points.
Let's go!
You take away Harry Kane from this Spurs team without very good investment to get a solid replacement for one of the best strikers in the world, and realistically, what top class striker is going to want to join Tottenham? You take out that Harry Kane, Spurs could easily drop down to a mid-table team. That's not a joke, because it's not like they have massive money to spend. They're still paying off that massive 1 billion stadium. Harry Kane, yes, he's going to leave for 100 million, but you're not going to get a player anywhere near Harry Kane's quality. Any striker that is worth 100 million is obviously going to want to be playing in the Champions League or at least some level of European football. Tottenham aren't going to be doing that. Obviously, there's going to be the talks of Spurs' new manager, who is going to be able to reinvent them and get them back for challenging top 4, maybe even challenging for trophies.
So, you know, let's not take the piss here.
Well, is there anyone that can realistically do that? You have Jose Mourinho and Antonio Conte, 2 serial winners who have won in every club they've ever been at, bar Tottenham. The most successful manager in the last decade is Maurizio Pochettino. It looks like he's going to go to their rivals Chelsea, which will be frustrating. So that leaves Luis Enrique, Nagelsmann, those kind of top managers, and do they really want to join Tottenham? Why would they want to go to Tottenham, a club that has ruined managers' reputations? So they're going to sell their best player and one of the best strikers in the world. They're not going to actually be able to replace him because no striker is going to want to join them. No top class manager is going to want to join them. There are 2 players that have performed for Tottenham this season. Harry Kane, who is going to leave in the summer. Bentancur, who is currently out injured and won't be back probably till the end of the year. And even when he's back, he'll probably want to leave. I'm convinced of it. Tottenham will finish 9th in the table. Teams like Brighton and Aston Villa, they're good teams. They can pick up points. Spurs aren't going to do that because any team in the league will be able to take them apart. This is my prediction for Spurs in the next 10 years. They won't be able to get a top class manager in the summer, so they'll end up with Brendan Rodgers. He'll have to be forced to sell Harry Kane as he won't want to lose him for free. Instead of going out for a proper replacement, they're going to put faith in their 60 million man Richarlison, who has scored 1 goal in the Premier League and took his top off with his goal, and then to concede 90 seconds later, just had to get one. Richarlison dig in. Richarlison is going to score best 12 Premier League goals. They're going to go in for some B-Tech past at centre back like Stefan de Vrij. He won't work out and Spurs' defence will still be terrible. They're going to concede goals, not score many. They're going to get the occasional win, but they will finish next season 12th. And slowly but surely, Spurs will become a mid-table side. They will no longer be a team that battles for European football. They might have the occasional good season, but Tottenham will fade out as someone like Newcastle takes their place as a regular top 6 team.
Top Spur?
What's that?
The fact they're constantly in mid-table means they won't be able to pay off the stadium, meaning they won't be able to get proper good signings in, and they will just continue in mid-table for 10 to 15 years, maybe having a few relegation battles, maybe having a few battles for the Europa League, but Spurs will not be playing Champions League football for a very long time. That might be a little bit reactionary, it might just be one bad season for Spurs, but I really do believe without Harry Kane they are nothing. And I do think this is the end of Tottenham Hotspur's golden era. They finished that golden era, which started with Pochettino, where they were in a title race with Leicester, a two-horse race where they ended up finishing third. They somehow managed to get into a Champions League final, which they inevitably lost to Liverpool. A few days before the Carabao Cup final, they sacked a serial winner in Jose Mourinho for the mighty Ryan Mason and ended up losing that Carabao Cup final.
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble.
And that is all that has come of this Tottenham golden era, where they've had some of the best players on the planet. But let me know what you think of Spurs. Am I being a little bit reactionary? Will they just get back on form next season, qualify in the top four? Knowing the way with my predictions, they could probably win the league next season because I've said they're going to finish mid-table. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you are new. Shout out to all my members, and I will see you in the next one.